Okay, winner bracket. Let's go. Took us a little bit to get this game started. We have our second match in the winner bracket now here at the Panda Cup Finals. Still a best of 3 series. Keep that in mind. We're not in best of 5 territory just yet. We got washed up playing against pepeMLady. And it took a little bit to get the game started because apparently there were some microphone issues on the side of washed up. Seems like someone literally dropped the mic there. Not my joke, came actually through chat, but yeah, so I take no responsibility for this one. If you didn't laugh, it's not my fault. But as we are going into this, also a quick information point. Night Vision is actually Quasar. Apparently, he was too passionate on his main account and got silenced or banned, so now he has to play with his Smurf so that they at least have some heroes available for him and that everything works. So nothing really changes. They still got the hero pool that he needs, but again, he's playing with a Smurf over here, so just a bit of an FYI for you guys. Our first pick, our first ban comes over to pepeMLady. So we already have Anna banned out right away, and the Space Goat is obviously eliminated too, so goodbye. It's actually kind of sad, as much as I hate this. I mean, I hate playing against her. I understand that they ban it, but it's kind of fun when you see her every now and then, right? So it would actually be cool if we would see a little bit of URL action today. So far, that hasn't happened. But let's see what else we're gonna get. Okay. What do we have there? We got, as our next ban, a little bit slow actually. pepeMLady is really taking their time here. Greymane gets banned out. Okay, so there's that. And our next ban over here before we're heading into our first pick phase for map number 1 on Infernal Shrines. I mean, Imperius is still up, could ban him out, of course, if you really want to get rid of all those annoying side laners or potential main tanks. So it's just like one. ETC has been banned out a lot, and it's actually a hero that Wilq plays a ton. Johanna is pretty much the same. So those are the heroes that he's usually aiming for immediately. They ban Imperius, it's already suspected. But is that an early pick into one of Wilq's heroes here? Do they go for the main tank, or do they actually switch it up a little bit and play something else instead? Quick info again, some people don't quite know that this is actually the final tournament after we had 3 qualifier tournaments, okay? So we have a double elimination system, which means even if one of these teams, well, one of these teams is going to lose, so when one of the teams loses the best of 3, they're not out of the tournament, they're going to drop down into the lower bracket where they have another chance to make it into the grand finals throughout all of this. We got Cassia as the first pick for Goa Rider, so they're leaving the pick on the main tank up for a little bit longer. As I said, Wilq's go-to heroes are ETC and Johanna, so those are the ones. Medivh and Zul. Oh my god. Like, going up against that lineup would piss me off already after I've just seen the initial 2 picks. Hazu on Medivh, and then you have Zul that can rotate the entire time as the Shriners are between lanes and put the macro pressure on, and then also join the Shrine fight itself. There's the Johanna pick, as already predicted. Malfurion is coming in. This is getting nasty. Medivh on Zul as an opening. As it's just like, do I have to play this? Where's the surrender button right now? We just entered the no fun zone. So yeah, this is going to be a bit tough. But to be fair, I mean, the heroes on the side of pepeMLady are also strong. You have Malfurion for the control around the shrine. You got Johanna with the extra AoE. Deathwing gets banned. Cassia is there as well. So yeah, this is going to be pretty nasty. Washed up, looking good with this. But yeah, let's go. We got the last ban coming through. First of all, of course, Deathwing banned out, as I said. And yeah, what do you get rid of here? I mean, there's Nick as well, right? We're not even talking about Nick yet. Can you imagine Kerrigan with a bit of Medivh support here too? So we could see that as well. And the Diablo ban instead. Okay. Yeah, let's go. God, this is terrifying. Okay, let's see actually what they pick here. So we got Nick. Nick is going to pick last, as usual. Banana Age could go into a Rega setup if you wanted. I mean, Deckard Cain is open too, so we've seen Deckard Cain tons of times right now, especially on this map, so there's a good chance for him, and there he is. And we got Jimmy! Alright! I guess they're gonna swap these heroes around a little bit. At least that's what I would assume, or they have to switch something around a little bit. Okay, so let's actually see what he can do with that. The last 2 picks, on the other hand, for pepeMLady as we're heading into map number 1 of this best of 3 series. We still need something for Richu too. They need an offlaner. Blaze is still up, to name one. Gul'dan and Blaze. Alright, let's go for the fell. And last but not least, final pick for Washed Up. What are we gonna get? I mean, they should actually switch Banana Age back on Deckard Cain later. So chances are that we are gonna see... I mean, we need another front laner. So what are we gonna get for that? Mal'Ganis! Okay, Mal'Ganis, Zul, Medivh. Up at the front here. Fair enough. Game number 1, Infernal Shrines, ladies and gentlemen. Let's jump in. Our first map in the best of 3 series in the winner bracket of the Panda Cup finals right now. And yeah, let's go for it. Game number 1. Game time, baby! Washed Up against pepeMLady. And on the right side, we got Hazu on Medivh. We got Banana H playing Deckard Cain, Masquerade on Mal'Ganis, Dequaza on Zul, and Nick on Reyna. Should actually specify here, Night Vision is actually not the Smurf account of Dequaza, but of X-Ray, so from a different team, but it's one of the accounts that has a lot of heroes, so that's why he's playing with it. Again, the main account of Dequaza apparently got hit by Blizzard, and therefore he can't use him in this tournament. On the right side of the map, pepeMLady with the Will Q on Johanna. We got Cesabos on Gul'dan for the Polish team, Richu on Blaze, Gorrider on Cassia, and Yoda on Malfurion. Ace in the hole on level 1 for Jim Reyna. So this is Jimmy, and this time we don't get the Exterminator here. Apparently he was a little bit done with this. Fell setup with a Pursuit of Flame for Gul'dan on level 1. And also the charge strikes on the side of Cassia in this game. Okay, party time. Let's see who can actually take this. I mean, first of all, the really important thing is, of course, to note that with Zul you have a lot of control, again, not only on the objective, but especially when you're trying to rotate between lanes. It's kind of interesting also that Leo is not really picked in this tournament thus far. I mean, we're still like early in the cup. This is only the second match that we have here, but up to this point Leo hasn't really played a role, and for a lot of the teams we oftentimes see him a lot. Noteworthy is of course that in the previous match where Feel the Heat played, Blade usually is the one that either plays Deathwing, Blaze or Leoric for the team, but since he was, at least for this comp, replaced by Chris, who subbed in for him, that came never through, so that was another one here. But, well, time will tell how this one is going to end up. Washed Up, of course, the favorite in the series. Hazu already with 11 stacks on his Medivh play. Gets the portal up, and there's the kill against Malfurion. Malfurion is down, and it seems like the camp is going to get stolen away. Then again, they're all really low, so they need to be a bit careful with this one. They can't take the camp, as it seems. Even with the kill against Malfurion, there's just no way for them to fight through this, because they are simply lacking the hit point pool at this point. So, have to fall back, tap the fountain, and now try to go for their own camp, which is pretty much exactly what they're doing at this point. And, well, there we go. This one is already getting locked in. Top side, that's where we currently still have Dequaza and the Richu going up against each other. And Zul is just slicing and dicing over here. Whoosh, whoosh. Gets the scythe into play and just slices through everything. Eternal Retaliation is already getting played. Hazu tries to get a couple of stacks together. Yeah, he's definitely towing the line here sometimes. Sets himself up with a portal and then comes through to get some additional hits for the baseline. Sitting on 16 stacks now for it. And they're going for camps now too. Medivh still going up at the top. Pulling an R. Kelly here. Fly like an eagle. Just don't pee on anyone by the way. Just don't do it. That being said though, Hazu gets a little bit of help as Masquerade rotates into him. We already have a camp prepped at the top lane. But of course it's also where the next objective is going to spawn. And over here we got Will Q and Cesabos just pushing another lane out. Experience is going to get caught. Nobody's really messing anything up. Everybody's looking, of course, occasionally for a bit of a kill. 2 of the initial camps at the bottom of the map went to the Polish team. But outside of that, it's all about the Shrine top side, where both teams are going to focus their attention on out now. A little bit of a late rotation here on Jojo, but it's happening slowly. Alright, 1, 2 is 0. Let's go. And, well, 20 stacks are already in. And off we go. The two, it's actually interesting that Zool and Jojo are actually rotating against each other at this point. Yeah, but at the top it's the 4-man, and Johanna's joining it now. Johanna is starting to move in for it. The focus on Mal'Ganis. The shield is there as Deckard Cain helps out. Masquerade about to set it up. Broccoli doesn't connect here. 7 versus 7 at this point. Okay, also, Dragool's Essence after Jailers. So going into a bit of a different setup with a Bone Prison than we usually see for the hero up at the front line, trying to set it up for the rest of the team. 7 stacks for the Behemoth armor on level 4. The blind comes through with Cassia as Nick is trying to get some additional auto attacks connected against the main tank, and Wilq is getting a bit of a beating here. He won't be able to stay in a whole lot at the front, but there's already 32 stacks for the red team, so that's fantastic. They're trying to go for Malfurion again, and the jet propulsion of Blaze is fantastic and keeps Malfurion in play. Problem is that Gul'dan is down. Gul'dan eliminated. They're trying to go for a little bit more here. But that kill, just for now at least, saved them the objective. They're trying to catch up, but with 33 on the board for pepeMLady, it's going to be a little bit tricky to keep them away long enough so that they can't sneak in a few more. They already extended that to 36. Here comes another setup against Richu, and he is dead too. 1 down, 2 down, but the Punisher is taken by Cassia. Gore Rider, does he have to pay for it? And the answer is yes! Gore Rider goes down 2, and that's 2 kills that they got here. But they have this one as well. So there's the kills again. And that is actually where Gore Rider came in and took the Punisher. Honestly, hashtag worth it right there. Was able to get the kill in against the minions, secured the Punisher for them, sacrificed his life for it, but kind of worth it. I mean, you don't really get any value out of the Punisher, but you deny to your opponent to already set up the first kill, and that helps you a lot. So there's that. 34 stacks on Mehdi, so it means that Hazu is nearly done with all of this. And level 10 abilities are now starting to connect. We have the Hyperion picked by Nick, and also the ley line set up at the same time. Yeah, 4 kills to 0. The kill count is definitely telling a very promising tale for the blue team, who are obviously the favorites. They were able to win 2 out of the 3 qualifier tournaments. They lost 1 of them against Feel the Heat. And let's not forget that Feel the Heat is actually the team that waits in the next round of the winner bracket. So if they make it to the next round, they will face off against an opponent that they now met multiple times in the grand final of all of these qualifiers. And that will already determine quite a bit about the course that this tournament is going to take. But first of all, they have to go through pepeMLady. And as much as we can talk about them being the favorite here, they lost in the past to pepeMLady. So it has happened before, and the Polish team is going to try and ensure that it's happening again today. But right now, things are not looking too great for them. It's still early on in the game, but they haven't really found a kill yet. Well, and just as I say, they get the kill against Jimmy. Jimmy is down, and they steal the camp away. That's pretty much all that they gotta do. They're looking for a follow-up. Banana H, the old man, saved for now. And can he portal him out? They're looking for a kill against Mal'Ganis too. Jet Propulsion is in. Masquerade trying to survive here. All of them are in trouble, but Wash Up walks away. Or do they? Night Vision, yes, the account goes down, and uh-oh, that looks like we're going to see more kills. Hazu's done with the quest, so there's at least that, but they get a second kill right here. Great setup for pepeMLady. These are the kills right here. Beautiful setup. That jet propulsion was just fantastic. Hit exactly when it needed to. It was also a great move by Banana H to get the ult out and try to stop them. But it cost him his life in the end too. 2 heroes eliminated, and that opens up the bot lane for the Ford to be dropped too. Nicely done. Really well played, actually. So they got a lot out of this team fight. A couple of kills. Got the structure, and all of a sudden they are ahead in the game. Maybe not in kills, but at least where it counts. They have a superior infrastructure on the map now, and they're also ahead in experience. Oh, the sneaky play! Yeah, that was awesome. Nice move with the portal over, and then Jimmy coming in from the top, taking Jojo down. Good timing for it, of course, too, since the objective has already been announced. So, yeah, that was pretty neat. And with that, we have level 13 about to hit for both teams. Cassia is trying to get the camp on the right side of the map as the blue team is focusing on their own. Shaman camps all over the place. Jojo about to be back, but Zula's already committed to the shrine and is trying to hoard up all of those minions. Gets the first few in. Locks in a small lead for the team. And off we go. Jojo's on her way. And level 13 talents, as I said, it's ready. It's ready for pepeMLady. Washed Up doesn't have it yet, and they need to wait a little bit longer, so there is a talent advantage. They're starting to go in again. Masquerade is putting some pressure on the Gore Rider. But they're starting to close the gap in minions. The 13 talent is still not ready for the blue team. Here comes the Hyperion as they're trying to set this out. Once again, we're going to see the jump here as Hazorps gets attacked. The ley line comes through too. The bunker's already on the ground. Oh, and they dodge out on the Horrify through the bunker. What a setup. There's the kill against one. There's the kill against two. They're trying for more, and they're taking Cassia down as well. Damn. 3 kills. 3 kills for Washed Up. That was pretty sexy. Let's take a look at it. I mean, honestly, this setup, they get the kill against Blaze first, as you can see here, and then the entire fight just completely turns against the red team. 1 kill after another, 3 in total. That leads to another Punisher. Top side, we see Zul just pushing this out at the bottom of the map. Camps are now taken by Masquerade. And of course, the Punisher moves straight to the middle for the fort. That might be the first one for them to take. Wilq gets bullied already and is pretty low here. And they're starting to push it back. Fountain falls as well. And that's going to be the end of the fort in the middle at least. But yep, that was pretty solid here. Wilq nearly falling. Barely able to make it out. Throws out the Blessed Shield too, just to try and survive here. Yeah, has to Hearthstone back real quickly. We still have Blaze at the bottom of the map protecting a fort, but that push is just continuing with the Punisher baited over the wall for the easy defense. They are able to set this up, so yeah, job well done. Rest of the setup here, though, is now slowly starting to turn a little bit. They're trying to bring it back as the red team is looking for a potential kill on the chase. 8 kills against 3. 37 stacks for Nick on his level 4, which means that he has a pretty decent hit point boost now as well. And there's the move down to the bottom of the map. Blessed Shield is out. It's back in 15 seconds, but that won't really help them for the engage here. They're still trying to see if they can lock Masquerade down. Wilq has to be careful. Ever since the last patch and the increase on the Iron Skin cooldown, you got to be a little bit more careful with Jojo and how much you YOLO in for these. So at this point, it's more so about the camps. Level 16 talents are going to be pretty crucial soon TM. But are they committing to the fight down here? Zul is starting to rotate in, and so is Blaze. They are willing to fight for it. There's already a bit of a zone out. Can they set it up? Gore Rider starting to poke, trying to get a couple of Lightning Fury hits together. Not really happening thus far, but they're falling back. Washed Up is not really willing to take this fight. Not really on those terms. Not really the entire setup that we have. A little bit also unnoticed in the last fight. I mean, I mentioned it briefly, but that Horrify not really connecting properly when they wanted to, that was also a little bit of an issue. So we had Horrify and Bunker dropped at the same time. Could have been doing a little bit more with that with better coordination. But there's the coordination right now. The old man again with the sleep setup. Takes a lot of damage here. Here's the play immediately with the Hyperion as Zul goes down already. He's not the only one that's going to fall here. Malfurion is dead. Gore Rider barely escapes. The fight by no means over yet. Bunker is in, camp gets stolen, Richu is on the run, Wilq is low, and the old man is trying to hit him with a stick here. But Jojo is walking away. 16 talents on both sides, and here comes the portal setup. Gul'dan is low, he goes down, and they try to get more. They try to go for Gore Rider. And Masquerade gets the kill. And they also take down Jojo. Guys, this is the beauty of actually playing with Medivh. Look at this setup. Portals him in. Masquerade is following up with a kill. Wilq already knows that he doesn't stand a chance here. He falls as well. And those are easy kills for Washed Up. They have the chase potential with Medivh. And now they opened up the bot lane even more. They have extended the lead. Level 17, nearly 18 versus 16. 13 kills to 4. And a very, very solid setup now for them to play around with. Banana Age is running out of mana, so they're all Hearthstoning back. Masquerade has taken to the top lane in the meantime, pushes this out even further, is able to drop the entire wall with the help of the minion wave that supports him here, and is even putting pressure onto the fort itself. Of course, now the shrine is also spawning in just a few seconds. It's noteworthy that the teams are still on even experience, even talents. Not quite even experience. But the talents are at least the same. Medivh is obviously providing vision here the entire time, and is making sure that they can't really do anything about it, can't really set anything up here yet. There's the ley line. There's also the follow-up as they try to go for it again. Already a bit of pressure against Masquerade. He's low, but he survives, and Cassia goes down instead. Bunker also on the ground has been used, and the sleep setup. The old man trying to set the rest of the team up, and they get the kill against Malfurion, and they're gonna get more likely. The Ritual is a bit low. Is the portal ready? Can they portal in once again? They don't even need to for Wilq. They get him, and they get Blaze. And now Cesabos nearly going down here too. That was a close call on his part as well. Obviously, there's a lot that they can go for now, especially the objective. But what a fight again over here. I mean, again, they're chasing them down time and time again. Washed up in full control of this now. Chasing them one after another. They let Cesabos at least survive here. Nick couldn't go in deeper than that. Now they get another Punisher here. And that is... I mean, I don't want to say game, but it could well be the first keep in this one. Zul is pushing the bot lane now. Tries to get another fort down. Also gets additional experience for the team that will help them to an early level 20. And as they are currently looking to drop the 4 top side, that 20 talent is definitely going to come into play. And since they have now a 2-level lead, a level 20 advantage, and a Punisher pushing with this, even though it's only 15 minutes into the game, this could be deadly. You lose a few more heroes here, and it's just lights out. So that's what they're pretty much waiting for. Making an attempt at a play as they're pushing through top side. Getting the wall destroyed. Masquerade is already setting the team up. Deckard Kane follows too. Leyline. And that's a kill against Gul'dan. Bunker or no bunker, doesn't make a difference there anymore. Malfurion is in trouble too. He's not the only one. The Punisher jumps in for a piece of the action. They get the kill on Jojo. And now they're even dropping Cassia. That keep is still here, so they can't core just yet. But look at the pressure in the middle. The camp is starting to go for a keep. That's 2 keeps that will definitely fall, and obviously they're going to look for way more than only that. Nice jet propulsion, though. Straight into the circles here. Well done. If they can set up a defense up, then it's only because of this, but they get wiped off the map. Full 5-man team wipe. As the core gets attacked, and pepeMLady is about to get dropped in game number 1 in this best of 3 series. Washed Up taking the victory on Infernal Shrines, our first map in the best of 3 in the winner bracket of the Panda Cup. GG, well played. Game number 2, let's go. Volskaya Foundry is our second map. Yeah, and Washed Up is in the lead. Pretty dominant there towards the end, I gotta say. So they absolutely murdered, especially in that top fight around the Punisher. Now we're heading into map number 2, and it's Volskaya Foundry, and Washed Up is obviously eager to make it into the winner bracket final, which is technically the next round, where Feel the Heat is already waiting. And those are definitely the 2 top teams that we currently have in Europe. A lot of it has to do with them also being the 2 teams that are pretty much training as a 5-man unit, whereas Lauer's fan club, for example, hasn't, I mean, I don't want to say disbanded, but is more or less on a break right now, with some of the prominent players taking a little bit of a sabbatical here. We have, again, the ban this time on Medivh. We've seen that in the previous series, and now after the last map, it doesn't come as a shock that pepeMLady looks at him and just says, like, you know what, let's get the geezer with the hoodie out there real quickly. Tracer gets banned too, so they don't want Nick to run circles around them with that hero either. And Durell gets also eliminated, and Washed Up has an opportunity to either ban a frontline tank or Imperious against the opponent. And it's Imperious again. So, pretty much a similar ban pattern for Washed Up in particular, even if you compare it to map number 1. Nothing really has changed here. They banned the side laners out. Ana is in as the first pick this time. Okay, so they get the Granny. And that means that we could see a Li Ming pick. Any kind of pick where the mage and where Nano Boost really comes through is at this point, of course, already fantastic. I mean, Li Ming is the hero that you would immediately jump to. There's other versions that you can also play, especially if Washed Up, for example, says, you know what, we want to pick Li Ming away from you. I don't really think that's going to happen, but I mean, there's always the chance, right? This could happen. Cassia comes in, and there's also Deckard Cain. So this time we actually see Washed Up with Cassia. They got the opportunity here. And, well, let's see what comes through for pepeMLady. It wouldn't surprise me to see Will Q again commit to the tank, and then also get the damage dealer. Probably Li Ming for Cesabos, considering that Anna is already taken. There's Li Ming. Gore Rider locking that in. And I guess Will Q? ETC, Johanna, Rerexa. They go side lane first of all. Okay. So they take the side laner first this time. Fair enough, fair enough. Committing to the old Beastmaster over here. Okay. Ja. Warum liegt da Stroh in der Ecke? Warum hat der BM eine Maske auf? Okay, so. Last ban. Let's see what we're gonna get. Sylvanas gets banned out, okay. So Sylvanas banned, that means if you get one of the protectors, you can't really push that aggressively any longer. I mean, any push with a late game protector is always amazing, but if you have Sylvanas too, that obviously makes it even better. There's the ban on Deathwing right away. So it's also a little bit of a side lane target. To be fair, that actually still leaves you with so many good side laners. I mean, we've already seen earlier these commitments to Zul against side lane, main tank. We had Leo still up. We could still see something along the lines of a Blaze taking here too. I mean, there's tons of stuff that they can still put on the side lane. So they are not really focused in the Deathwing by any means at this point. Still haven't seen a Leo today, but there's again Blaze getting picked. Nick actually on Zeratul right now. I'm liking that already. Leaves us with Masquerade on the main tank as a last pick. Yep, in comes ETC. Will Q with the cow over Jojo this time. And, well, what are we going to get as a last pick for them? A little mariachi ETC over here. Needs a bit of company. Where's the damage, baby? Oh, it's hammer time! And it's not Hazorps playing it, alright. The Germans with the Panzers the entire time, and now the Polish apparently are ready to fire back. Fair enough, let's go. Let's make it happen. What's Masquerade gonna get for this one now? If any, like honestly, if I expected anybody to take hammer, it's Hazo as usual. But this is the map where Rich originally put the hammer back in play. And now pepeMLady is trying it. And here is May. Alrighty, let's go. Volskaya Foundry, everybody. We got Frost Girl and Sergeant Hammer in. Yeah, should be a good one. Game number 2. Coming up now here in the winner bracket of the Panda Cup. Game on! Washed Up against pepeMLady. Volskaya Foundry. Our second map, and on the left side, Washed Up with Hazorps on Cassia, Nick on Zeratul, Banana H on Deckard Cain. We got Dequaza on an alternate account, on the account Night Vision with Blaze today, and Masquerade on May. Whereas to the right side of the map, pepeMLady, the Polish team with Will Q on ETC. We got Cesabos on Sergeant Hammer, Richu on Rexa, and we have Yoda on Anna and Gore Rider on Li Ming. So also a little bit noteworthy, the question keeps popping up, especially when we're talking about the different tournaments lately. May and her Avalanche are not banned. So not only is the hero allowed, but also Avalanche as a heroic ability is allowed. There's a little bit of a bug that you can theoretically abuse where you can snowball someone off the map. Obviously, you're not allowed to abuse that, so there's that. But the ability itself is still allowed, and you can play through with it. There's a little bit of confusion lately because I've been casting some other tournaments that decided to just simply ban the talent out. Obviously, at the end of the day, it's always the tournament organizer that has to make the decision. Do we allow a talent? Do we ban a talent out? And different tournaments will make different decisions here. But within the Panda Cup, as you already could see throughout the qualifiers, Avalanche is allowed. The talent is not banned out, can still be used, and is also expected to be used here, given that outside of, I think, one game, we've now only seen Avalanche picked and not the Ice Red. So just a little bit of a FY here for everybody. Level 1, the move unseen for Nick. Our silent killer wants to make sure that nobody is actually going to check him out. And at the same time now, stacks again for Cassia. That's actually going to be interesting. I mean, Hazu is now trying to stack this up. Okay, that's a good opening. Nice lockdown by Deckard Kane, and they get some immediate damage in. But Nick also gets his ass kicked slightly on Zeratul. Nearly died here, could barely make it out. Yeah, that could have backfired a little bit. That was an interesting one, to be honest. Because when I saw the lockdown from Deckard Kane, I thought they might just go for it. But Mei is already sitting topside, and she obviously brings a lot of CC to this. It has to be careful here too. Masquerade is still able to survive this. But it gets a little bit dicey. Yeah, I mean, again, pepeMLady is fighting back. It's a team that has consistently been able to go into the late rounds of any tournament that they participate in, pretty much. They are still playing in Heroes Lounge as well, so they're actually playing within Division 1, which is pretty cool. So they pretty much participate in every single league and tournament that they can possibly participate in, which is absolutely awesome. And they have taken some top contenders out of tournaments, and Washed Up is one of them. They won in, I think it was the Method Mayhem Grand Final Series, where they won in the first round against them. It was a best of 1, and it was a pretty cool setup to see. But obviously on most days, Washed Up is still the favorite, and they clearly showed that on map number 1. So if pepeMLady can bring it back or not, that's a different question. And we're gonna find out right now, I suppose. We already had the first objective gone. Well, the first objective gone in the sense that the first round of items is now already locked in. So we don't have any additional ones at the bottom of the map outside of the healing beacon that both of the teams are fighting over right now, but the turrets have been claimed. That's pretty much what I wanted to say. We had Zeratul take it for Washed Up, and pepeMLady rotated a few heroes down to the bottom right as well. Yeah, and off we go. It's actually getting claimed right here by a will queue. It's also a little bit interesting because Masquerade is currently playing a bit of a different build for Mei than what we've previously seen. So as Zeratul pushed out the bot lane, we have the heavy pack on level 1. So goes into the slow blind and slush ball as well. So it's actually pretty interesting to see that setup. Way more focused into the CC than any of the other builds that we've seen previously. And it seemed for a long time as if Mei was pretty much settled, at least on the top level, on what kind of build to use here. Obviously the hero is still fairly new, but this is definitely an adjustment that up to this point we haven't really seen on this kind of level. So Richu is already in slight trouble here, but a nice block. Misha moving in and more or less taking a bullet here for Rexa, taking a charging Blaze and locking him down. So that was actually pretty cool. And well, let's see what else they can actually do with this right now. Hammer time, Cesapos is obviously someone that they have to control later on too, and that's where Mei is also going to play a huge role when we're looking into this. Hazops, of course, with the blind that he can contribute is also going to be a big part of that. Now that the first objective is up, this is where Hammer also feels quite comfortable, especially with the level 7 talent in their hands. So that means that we have immediately the Hover Siege mode, and that allows for a lot of good positioning here on objective 1, with Zeratul getting the experience topside for level 7 in the hands of Washed Up as well. Which gives us now the Seeker in the dark on level 7 for him. Hazu is at 24 stacks right now, and we still get the skating away here for Masquerade, so that would allow them to also gather a little bit of movement speed if they went and go for the engage here. Calamity is obviously taken too, so that's gonna help. And Masquerade is actually zipping out of this one quickly. But they're starting to lose points on the objective, and eventually they have to face the music here. We got Misha to help them at the front too. Yeah, there's mines everywhere that are quickly taken down. And they're starting to poke up against Sergeant Ham as much as they can, but Mei goes down. Mei is eliminated, and yep, that was kill number 1. And that's also the first protector. pepeMLady coming in and taking it easy peasy. And now that the main tank is gone, they have a couple of additional seconds where they also have the numeric advantage on the map, and that helps them to drop the wall in the middle before they start the rotation towards the top side. So a pretty fantastic start actually for them. Hazorps is still stacking against the protector here. He's sitting at 34, 35. He's getting good stacks in, guys. They are 5 minutes in and he's sitting at nearly 40 stacks as is. That is pretty solid. Now that fountain is going to fall eventually. The second wall has been destroyed now. But still, it's a great start, generally speaking, for pepeMLady. But honestly, I'm looking at these stacks for Hazorps, and I gotta say that if this trend continues, he's going to be a menace to deal with in the later stages of the game. And Volskaya Foundry is a map that oftentimes goes to the late game, so this could be super dangerous here as this continues. ETC is, by the way, also nearly done with his stacking, which is pretty impressive too. I mean, he is looking at 19, so you get one additional globe and you're already done so. 10 stacks for her, and they're going straight away for the next camp here. Trying to lock this one in as well. Another item, of course, is to be fought over, and they're zoning them out. Wilq is making sure that nobody comes in from the side. Deckard Kane was ready for this anyways. The level 10 was there too. It's a little bit faster for pepeMLady. And that's another item for them. BFG is in. Ults, as you would expect. Avalanche, as already announced, has been taken. Valkyrie and Masquerade tries for the Avalanche. Doesn't hit anything. ETC moving them back a little bit. It's kind of cool if you think about it, that you can actually play around Valkyrie plus Avalanche. I mean, in theory, that's some interesting combos that you have there. Look at those items, though. Oh my god. Oh my. Mei gets taken down again. Hazu sitting at nearly 50 stacks, but Mei fell for the second time now. And that is starting to become a little bit annoying. So 2 kills against her already, and they're just picking them up however they want. 14 stacks also for Rexa, and it's gonna be a little bit tricky, I would say, for Washed Up, considering the way that this is going to start. But then again, to be absolutely honest with you, I mean, like, that might be right, but at the same time, Washed Up is really a team. There it is, the kill already for them, the first one. I was about to say, Washed Up is a team that oftentimes comes really into their full power in the mid and late game. And as long as they make the right decisions there, they're going to be fine. In the early game, if you get a bit of an advantage against them, that's great. But if you can't capitalize on it in the long run, you have an issue. And just look at all that CC here. Wilq is already dropping the item. He knows that he's dead. I have no idea why the Avalanche was even used there. That wasn't even needed, to be honest with you. But it was still a funny one. So, I don't know why, but that ult is always fun. So, let's take a look at it. Yeah, he dropped the item quickly, gets avalanched out. They were probably a little bit afraid that he could just slide back. Doesn't really matter too much. Oh, ha, ha, ha. Nick! No way! Oh, don't tell me he gets out here. What? Are you shitting me? Finally! Look at that setup. He has no hit points, nothing, and then he just like dodges out on all the skill shots, tries to get close enough to Deckard Kane, which doesn't quite work out. They get him towards the end, but damn, son, that would have been so awesome if he actually escaped there. Can you imagine him getting away in that situation? Absolutely nuts. Oh, that was fantastic. Go right, I must have been pissed. It's like, damn. And then it's Anna with a grenade that actually drops him. Yeah, talking about dropping people, that Avalanche might not have hit anything, but Zeratul gets the kill regardless. Nick is back, and he is back with a vengeance. Comes in, takes the kill, and now with a 5 versus 4, they have the opportunity to go for an item. That Nick is already starting to push them away again. 4 kills against 3. Objective is up. And Mei has taken position against Sergeant Hammer, who alone is not going to be able to do anything here. Now we got the Shroud of Adun. Yeah. Old man with a control attempt here. Mosh pit, baby! Oh, the BFG! And at least the kill against Cassia. They couldn't get Zeratul, but they get one. And that was a pretty sexy seal. What a sleep dart! Damn! That was fantastic. Anna with a great sleep dart, and they get all the control over here. Wow. That was actually a really good setup. Now look at this towards the end. That sleep dart that came through and connects with 2 was fantastic. I mean, it all starts with the mosh pit. Then they have the full control over here. Deckard Kane comes in again. And Nick was able to get out, but the rest of the team was in so much trouble here. And now it's another lead by mere level for pepeMLady. And they, of course, are working on objective number 2. But we have a couple of really cool team fights here. Also, let's not forget that Hazops is sitting at 58 stacks by now. He has a 26,000 damage, which isn't quite able to contest with the numbers that Sergeant Hammer brings to the table. But it's still a pretty solid setup for him. So, yeah. We have some tons of control here with all that CC. Frontline is also suffering a little bit. I mean, Masquerade on Mei is having a bit of trouble. But, well, there's the action in the middle again. They go once more for the Beastmaster. Body blocks, and he has to dodge out all of this, and there's no way. I mean, now they come in with... You gotta be fucking kidding me. What a kill! What is this game? What are these kills? What are these plays? Look at this. How did he nearly walk away from that? I mean, he walks out of it pretty much, and then it's the avalanche that connects, and then finally Zeratul can come in for the kill. What's happening here? Seriously. They body blocked him into oblivion. They used the Tornado. They used pretty much everything. They gave up on the objective, of course. That was taken topside. But this is just getting absolutely bonkers what's happening here. It's like, what? It's like one weird kill after another. It's just like action all over the map. Now they're hunting down the two topside. They're trying to go for the kills here. It's a 5 versus 2. Once that they drop them out. And there's the slide. They got Kane. And the kill. Tornado. Will Q is also falling. And they are locking all of it down. This game is bananas. Bottom of the map, by the way. The freedom that these two have was used to take the wall down, the fountain apart. And they're also making the play for the fort itself. Yeah, this is just all over the place, this game. The kill count is now in favor of Washed Up as they're looking to, for 5 kills against, 7 kills against 5. We have also the fresh powder over here. Range increase. And, yeah, slow blind. I mean, again, you have a lot of tools against Hammer. You have a lot of CC that you bring to the table. But it's definitely getting a bit insane what's happening here. The weirdest kills, the weirdest chases. We now have mechanical know-how on level 16. I mean, we don't have Giant Killer, which is so weird. So, this is kind of nice, but it's still a bit strange. I mean, Giant Killer is such an insane talent for Sergeant Hammer, especially when she's set up. So, a couple of choices are super interesting here throughout the entire game. We also got the sentence to death over here for Nick as he's trying to be a bit more aggressive around it. Down to the bottom of the map, one turret is currently taken, which means that there's a lot of space topside to go for another healing beacon, which is exactly what they're doing. Trying to barrel them away, but not so fast. Maybe they can go into the fight right now. There's the setup, locking them down. Already the kill against Li Ming. Ana, she's dead as well. Ana is down. Trying to go for even more. 2 are down already. The nano-boosted ETC is trying to get away, but the fort is down. Oh, beautiful kill. Nicely done by Cesabos. The old man coming in. Yeah, Hammer is dead. Over here, they're looking for more. Wilkie walks away, though. 3 kills against 1. But this game is something. Topside, that's where we now have a full-on setup with the camp and the catapult barreling through the wall here. But they're looking into the middle to try and destroy some structures as well. At the same time, we have also 82 stacks for Cassia, who teleported back to deal with the top camp. I'm trying to get this one. But yeah, what a series here. And at the bottom of the map, of course, as they're trying to take the fort in the middle, Rexa is busying himself taking this one down. He's not wasting any time. Masquerade against Milq. Can they lock him in? Not quite. But they're trying to. Okay, Masquerade walks out. He even had to commit to the ult here. And the third objective is soon unlocking. Experience lead is again in the hands of the blue team. Bot side fort is nearly down, so they need to catch this one too. But that's also additional experience in their hand, which will allow them to get the early level 20. Yeah, so that's going to be pretty neat. What's a damage output actually at this point? With 82 stacks for Hazo Ops' Cassia, he's taking top damage. Cassia is taking top damage right now. Hazo is getting serious numbers on the board for the team, which is actually pretty solid. Okay. Yeah, there's the level 20 talents now. And even on the ult, we have the commitment from Mei. Mei going straight off into the big one. Okay. So, yeah, all about the snowblind in this game now. Yeah, and of course it helps them to also attack the structures here, as you can see. I mean, you can disable them pretty easily with that. That's why we had the full-on spec. I mean, level 1, level 4, 16, and 20. and that allows them to go for easy pushes. Now, of course, for the red team, it's all about level 20. That's why they're focusing on 2 lanes now up at the top, taking the fort in the middle first, because they're trying to get some additional experience so that they have storm talents available as well. But that allows a push bot side for Washed Up, and they're using that opportunity to try and drop the wall so that they can get more value out of a potential protector that they're trying to grab. Now, Wilkie was moving in over here, but he's a little bit too late to do something about it. Level 20 is nearly there for pepeMLady, but they're so far behind on the objective that it's highly unlikely that they're going to be able to contest it. With 97, yeah, there's no way. They are too late, and they know it too. Yeah, so here we go. Slowly starting to move in, and let's see what they actually can get with this. We're 16 minutes into the game, and they want to at least get a keep out of this one. Yeah, at least a keep, and then take the advantage through that on the objective. So that's obviously the plan here. Already moving through the bottom, and the first tower is going to fall within the first seconds. There it is. Lightning Fury connects, and they are just crushing through this one. You normally can't end the game with this one, unless of course you get a couple of kills together with it. Normally the whole idea is to get the keep and then fight for the 4th one a little bit later. Since Blizzard started to change things, it's so much more difficult now to end with Protector number 3 on this map. But off we go. Here comes the level 20 versus level 20, which gives us also the Ultra Capacitors. The keep is down, and as you can tell, the hit points on the Protector too. They're trying to get the kill though, and they nearly got the hammer. Couldn't quite drop it though. Oh, Boss! He's insanely low, nearly falling here. They're still trying to poke the core a little bit. I highly doubt that they can make the play for it though, unless they get a few kills in. But it doesn't seem likely. They're already making their way back out of this one. 10 kills against 6, all that they can realistically do here. Okay, so with 10 kills to 6, we now have still 47,000 damage for Cassia. Hammer on 43,000, and already starting to brawl again around the next healing beacon. So they're not really wasting any time here. It's one healing beacon after another. Trying to go for the next setup as we speak. And let's see, can they actually make it work here? I mean, right now, the position for Washed Up on the healing beacon isn't really too shabby. But of course, this is going to be contested. pepeMLady is not simply going to give this one up. It distracts the red team from the bot lane, though. And catapults are starting to slowly move in. We're 18 minutes in, that's going to start to hurt a little bit. But they have to give this one up anyways. The kill against Anna, nicely done. Dequaza and Nick with a combo. Jet propulsion into Zeratul damage, and goodbye, Granny. Great kill. Important kill for Washed Up. And of course now 4 versus 3, 5 versus 4. That they can use immediately to take the wall down in the middle of the map too. Yeah, good for them. Nick is already waiting in the shadows here, seeing if he can maybe capitalize on another stun setup and try and get some damage in. Playing it incredibly slow here, waiting for the rest of the team to make a play. Hammer is there, misses the singularity spike though. Nick was looking for it, couldn't quite get it. With Anna gone though, they are really playing this slow. And Liming gets attacked. Valkyrie, what a beautiful combo, but into the mosh pit. Straight into the mosh. Zeratul takes down Hammer. Cassia is down too. Oh, what a setup again. But that initial setup with Deckard, K, and Seal, and then the Valkyrie behind it was just absolutely gold. Now we got a 4 versus 3, and holy hell. Yep. There we go. Another keep is down. They won't be able to go for the core right away. But that was still a pretty spectacular setup. I mean, just take another look at this one. There's the kill against Liming, beautifully taken with Valkyrie, and then into the mosh pit, 3-man connected, but they just don't have the damage dealers anymore. If Liming is alive, or Sergeant Hammer is alive at that moment, that mosh pit would have completely turned the game potentially. There could have been so many additional kills here, but they just didn't have the damage output anymore. So Hammer was the only one that was technically alive for half a second as the mosh pit hits, but with Zeratul already on Hammer's ass, there was just no way anymore to get proper damage out and get kills with it. It was a good setup anyways from Wilkie, but what a play. Especially, of course, that Valkyrie into the insta-blow up there was insane. Yeah, now we have 13 kills against 7 and a 5 versus 5 on the map. Level 20 talents are of course available for both teams. 104 stacks for Cassia on the level 1. And we're looking at the objective that is definitely going to end this game if it's grabbed by Washed Up. pepeMLady is gonna be pretty... I mean, they gotta do something here. They're trying to push this out, of course. But, yeah, good luck doing anything here if they don't make their move into it. They have to eventually play this out. As 2 keeps missing, so you are in trouble already as is. 58,000 damage against 52,000. Trying to get ready at the bottom of the map now. Camps are not up yet. But here we go. A little bit of poke damage from Sesebos on the range. Vilq is trying to protect him as much as they can. They're taking position as they're heading into this fight. And this is for all the marbles. 99. They're going into overtime here. Mosh Pit misses completely. Zeratul takes the hammer down. And this is the beginning of the end. Vilq is in trouble. Ana is dead. Vilq about to fall. There it is. And this is game. There we have another protector in the hands of Washed Up. They get the kill against Rexa. And now the core is wide open. 2 keeps are down. And that is pretty much that. They go for the 5-man team wipe. As Li Ming gets also dropped. Zeratul hunts her down. 68,000 damage for Cassia. 56,000 damage for Zeratul. And 3rd place for the Hammer with 55k. A 2-0 victory for Washed Up against pepeMLady, who now dropped down into the lower bracket of the Panda Cup finals. Nicely done by Washed Up. The blue team advances to the next round of the winner bracket, where they're going to face off against Feel the Heat. GG and well played. The W for Washed Up on Volskaya Foundry. Thank you everybody for watching the video today. I hope that you enjoyed the show and the commentary. And keep in mind that the spoiler protection that is going to run for the rest of the video is made possible by all the support on patreon.com. So guys, if you want to support my work, if you want to help me start new projects and keep the spoiler protection in place, please consider heading over to patreon.com/Khaldor. There's also a link in the YouTube description, and check that out. Thanks in advance, and see you guys next time with more esports coverage here on Khaldor TV. Have a great day.